As you know, I recently jumped out of a window, but after I heard that 2nd UK had been buffed as the Puma HC1 no longer uses fuel, I realised that 2nd now has the potential to be S tier. So while I was recovering from my injuries, I requested this game off integ3r. This is integ3r playing 2nd UK Infantry Division, which is now S tier because the Puma HC1 supply no longer uses fuel. And he's playing against French Helljumper, who's playing as 5e Division Blindée. This division used to be S tier, but now that 2nd UK's Puma HC1 supply no longer uses fuel, I really do think that 5e's a lot weaker now. So let's go through the deployment and then we'll watch the game. Deck codes are available in the description. Very hard to hide secrets in this game because people can just extract your deck. If you're playing against somebody and you want to steal their deck, get the replay and then go to the SDL Discord or the WarYes Discord, and if you need instructions, ask anybody, they'll help you, and you can upload it and then you can steal their deck. You can also do it by opening the replay folder, the replay file in the text editor, I believe, although going on the Discord's just a bit easier for me. Anyway, deployment. So, Vertigo. Let's talk about Vertigo. This map's pretty wacky. Basically, once you get pushed out of this town, it's very, very difficult to get back in. Similarly, when blue side gets pushed out of Delta, it's very hard to get back in. However, when red side gets pushed out of Delta, they can get in much more easily because you can stack things up in these trees and just jump across here to take this little bit of ground here. So also on the left, blue has this problem where this is blue's cover, right? And this is some of red's cover. This is the rest of red's cover. And so when blue gets pushed out of the zone, it's very, very difficult for blue to get back in because you try and get to here, but when you're on this road can be hit by tow missiles from these buildings. All these buildings can shoot ATGMs down this road, and the automatic pathing is whacked, so you have to manually tell people to gather here, then send them to here, then send them to here, and that's very difficult to do. It takes a lot longer, obviously the route is more convoluted. So once blue gets pushed out of either of these zones, they've got a big problem, and I do think that the map is red favoured. I would love to see some win statistics from Eugen on the maps in ranked. If they gather that data, it would be great to make it public, although maybe they don't want to. So yes, deployments. So integ3r playing 2nd UK, going very heavy on the town here. Got 4 SAS all pathed to this building here. And from there you can get them to here, you can move them forward so they can shoot things. This is a really interesting dynamic because if you are in this building and you're taking too much fire, you can go one building back and then you won't take any fire. That's a weird LOS actually. So you can keep units alive that way, and so whoever takes these buildings at the start, these 2 buildings, has a really good chance of getting what is this, alpha. So for SAS, this is 2nd UK's best unit. One of the best units in the game. It's basically the only thing 2nd UK's got going for it. Because they've got AT4s and Stingers and the Special Forces, and they get advanced deployment, and they get submachine guns and 8 strength. The issue is they cost 80 points, so you are paying for it. They come in the Saxon. The Saxon gets smoke, which is very useful. It doesn't get a good gun, but it's fast and it gets smoke. It's really fast off-road. It's a really fast vehicle. So behind the 4 SAS, we have all these other units. So lots of Rover Milans here, and L6 Wombat. So these are SPGs. Actually, does SPG stand for self-propelled gun? Maybe it's not an SPG. It's definitely not a tank gun. It's a recoilless rifle, basically, but it's the British one, so it's 120mm, so it packs a big punch, but its fire rate's low and its accuracy's low, but it's very cheap. 2-man squad. And so he's got L6 Wombats going all over the place. So the Rover Milans are clearly the ones that's going here. So they're just used to buy time, I suppose, and be annoying. We'll see how well they work out. You could shoot guys coming down here. That seems to be the general aim. And they're very cheap as well. and then he's got wombats supporting his forces. So once he gets up here, he's going to hold it with the wombats because the SAS don't have good range. The wombats have better range. Behind them, Jägerführer, and he's going to unload there and then unload there, presumably. And another Rover Milan. This one's going all the way around on the left, pathing across here. You got to be careful because if the enemy puts somebody in this house, you'll die to that as you pass. So it can be worth sort of doing something a bit more like that, a bit more convoluted. If you can follow the cursor there. Then we have lots of helicopters. So the Gazelle rockets have all been deployed. You get 6. He's deployed 6. Lynx Hell Arm going to the left here to fire toes down this road. And then Milan 2 teams in Lynxes. One's going here, great spot. One's going here. If he gets here, great spot because he can move to here and he can shoot down. So Integer really going all out on the town. And then for the right side, he's just got 4 Rover Milans. 2 are going here. 2 are going here. That's interesting. There's not one here. I suppose the idea is if the enemy's attacking down this road, you can shoot him from this side. And you can shoot him from this side. No, you can't. You're not in range. So you'd have to move forwards to shoot on that side. But the idea is you get them in a crossfire. But not having a single unit here is a bit weird. I'd like to put some infantry there. So let's go to Helljumper's deployment now. Helljumper, the best 5e player, has had a meteoric rise on the ladder. I attribute that, I mean, he is a good player, but I attribute that to 5e being broken right now, and it's all he plays. But he does disagree, and that's good. It's good to have disagreements in high-level play, otherwise the game's very boring. If everybody agrees on what's good and what's bad, it makes for a very boring game. So, on the left, Helljumper taking a much bigger group of forces into Delta, but he's deploying them defensively. So 2 AMX-10RCs going to here, which is weird because so they're going to expose themselves and then go back in. That leaves them open to fire. In terms of what is going to be fast enough to kill them, not much really, but it's often better to go here and then go out through the forest, and then hopefully your enemy didn't see you. Just park 2 guys in there. Behind that, 2 Grenadier Voltigeurs and 2 Mistrals. So the Grenadier Voltigeurs are going both on the far left here, which is interesting. And the Mistrals, one's going here, one's going here. Minstrels, sorry, I always say it wrong. And Helljumper also taking the decision to only buy 1 CV, so this guy's going to cap all these 3 zones, and nobody's going for Delta at the start, which is really interesting. It's very rare to see that happen. In terms of the right side, we've got 1 Dragon Paras, really OP unit right now, 65 points. So this sniper rifle is the real damage dealer once you get this into a building because of the exceptional stealth as well. Special forces, ground surveillance radar, so exceptional optics. 20 shots on this means 20 HE, which means you can kill 10 2-man squads or 2 10-man squads. Anyway, he's sending it to here, which is bad because if the enemy has any forward deployment, he's going to die because the enemy forward deployment gets to about here when your forward deployment gets to about here. So this is a very aggressive deployment. Typically, you'd want to put it for this building. Behind that, 3 AMX-10 Blindées. This is like the regular AMX-10. For those of you who don't know about this, if you've been living under a rock, this is the most annoying unit in the game because it is a wheeled tank. And so it's got a really good gun. It's got mediocre stealth, used to be good stealth. And it's got 4 armor, and it's got a really good gun. It's really fast, and it gets the forward deployment of a recon. So it just rocks up and kills stuff, and then you can't see it. It kills your recon, then you can't see it. Drives off. It's really, really, really frustrating to deal with. One of the reasons why 5e is, or was an S-tier division now, ever since 2nd UK got the Puma HC1 supply, no fuel. I think 2nd might be the best division in the game now. So 3 AMX-10s, and these are going here, which is pretty bizarre, actually. So if they get here before the SAS do, then they're going to win, because they're just going to blow up the SAS. But if they get there at the same time, then the SAS are going to win, because they're going to shoot the AT4s, and they're going to kill all 3 of these. You really don't want these in close quarters. That's not what they're designed for. They're designed for glass cannon and running around, being annoying. Behind that, 2 Minstrels. deploying here and here with a supply truck with them. Always good to bring a supply. And then 3 commandos, one's going to this building, one's going to this building, one's going to this building. So once again, this is the most important part of the map in the opening stages. So yeah, let's cast the game, and I will be casting it from this completely impartial perspective because I want to see how good 2nd UK is now that the Puma HC1 supply no longer uses fuel. Okay, so they're off, and I haven't watched this game, so I don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, as I've said several times now, 2nd UK is now the strongest division in the game because its Helo supply no longer uses fuel. It's strange that I don't actually see the Helo supply out here for Integer. You would think that he would want to use the strongest unit in his arsenal. But hey, whatever. I keep pressing my push to talk button. I don't have push to talk enabled. So it's worth noting that these gazelles can actually strafe. They don't carry many rockets at all. You can't even kill 1 infantry squad with this, but they're only 20 points. It's a really good unit. I think it's a really well-designed unit because it's got really low firepower. It's really glass cannony, but if you spam it, well, you can't spam it, you only get 6. But if you use it effectively, then you can do good things. So the SAS do get there first, and now these AMXs have had it, right? Mirage comes out for the gazelles. He might get 1 or 2, but now he's past it. So yeah, those AMXs can shoot those SAS there. The gazelles are gonna burst down 1 AMX. The minstrels are rapidly coming in behind. The Mirage is out. 2nd does not get a good ASF. It gets the worst ASF in the game. I can hear lots of people dying. Oh no, I think it's this patch. Well, you're just gonna have to cope with that, as I will. So the SAS are still holding on. The AMXs were forced to smoke. They're all low cohesion. None of them have died yet, though. The Hellarm went too far forwards, and now these Wombats should be able to shoot back, depending on how. Yes, the AMXs are too close. They've advanced too close, and now the Wombats can shoot them. So 1's down. Over here, Helljumper hasn't noticed how much of an advantage he has. That's weird, so he got halfway here, and now he's passed that round to there. So he has noticed how much of an advantage he has. Gazelles are back. 1 Jägerführer now going back to Cap Foxtrot. And Integer controls the left. The Wombats are just cleaning everybody up now. The AMXs died to the Wombats. Wombat only 1400 meters range. So if the AMXs had just sat back here, they still would have been able to shoot, and the Wombats wouldn't have been able to shoot. But they were driven too close, and then they all died. All SAS still alive. Those are the best units 2nd UK get, apart from the Puma HC1 supply, which no longer uses fuel. And you saw that there, so the Rover Milans on the flanks just took out that 1 unit that tried to get there, and that is huge, because if that unit had got there, that would have been a very big deal. Rover Milan here. You see Helljumper's cleared this out. I believe there was supposed to be a Rover Milan there as well. And Helljumper's still +1. But the VAB is probably going to get to Delta now. And Integer's trying to get to Foxtrot. So once this is all taken, it'll be even Stevens, because blue owns Alpha and red owns Delta. Jaguar HE now coming in for all those SAS. If they die, this is huge. There's no AA on the field apart from the SAS themselves. That was the clutchest thing I've ever seen. So this SAS was going to die, and so he loaded it into the Saxon. And because of that, it survived, and then he unloaded it. That is really good. That's some serious reactions there. So 4 SAS still alive. Would love to see a Milan too, like here, and maybe some recon. There's no recon here for either player. The only recon on the map right now is these 2 AMX-10s. This VAB T20 advances without recon and gets blown up by the Rover Milan. This is a 40-point unit, just taking names. And Helljumper has got back in here now, so Integer really needs to get this Milan up to here, because from here it can shoot these guys, and these guys would not have the range to shoot back. But instead it's just sat there. We'd love to see some supply. We have Chinook supply, not the Puma HC1 supply. Not quite sure why Integer's chosen to throw the game by not using the Puma HC1 supply, which no longer uses fuel. Here we see that Helljumper has now taken Delta, and once he gets this Grenadier Voltigeurs here, because of the 850 meter range on this rocket launcher, if he gets it to here, I believe he can shoot people on this road. So integ3r has to be careful. He doesn't know where the AMXs are, so he's going to go up here and then go around, I suppose. Over here, this is it's a difficult salient to hold, right? Because it's so clumped up that if integ3r just buys some artillery, which I don't see yet, what he really needs is some AA, which he's now done. These guys haven't landed, sadly, so can't be resupplied. He could use these to burst this down, but he doesn't know where the enemy's Mistrals are. And, yeah. Game's settled down a little bit now, so I can take a breather, speak a bit slower. Cheeky Lynx Milan 2 going around here to drop in this building. Let's see how far he gets. I mean, obviously, if the enemy happens to spawn something at the same time, then it doesn't work. And Helljumper now advancing across an open field. I would have waited for the tanks to show up. It's a big mistake. You see there's also a Rover Milan here as well to shoot people coming down this road. So yeah, it's a big mistake, but these Bedfords aren't in position. This Wombat needs to be in the front building, really. But you see these Wombats doing really well, actually. He's using them in pairs. Two in this building, two in this area, two in this building. You see the power of the Dragon Parrots, they're in there, and no one knows. The Wombat should be able to shoot them, but it doesn't see. Over here, Helljumper's now got to here, so this Jägerführer's fucked now. So Int's not getting back in here. Like, once he neutralizes this, he would get points, but now that guy's going to die. The SAS are the best AA that second gets because of the Stinger post. And you might think, well, all the American divs get that. Yeah, they do, but second is really struggling in certain regards. AMX polishes off that rover, and Helljumper secured his position here now, and is now attacking here. That Milan 2 did get bursted down. This one's going to live a bit longer. These men still have not... Oh no, they do have their ammo back, but there's only 3 of them left. So 3 must have died to some Mistrals or something. Swarry's in a wacky place. That Milan did make it, and from the wrecks I see here, it's killed a few things. It's killed a AMX 30B2. But you see that this push isn't working out, and Helljumper really could have done with using some smoke to obscure some of this. Easier said than done. Phantom F3 is absolutely terrible. 175 points, no gun, 1040 speed, 20 ECM. This is 145 points, 1238 speed, so it's faster. 10 ECM, gets the best guns in the game, gets 3 missiles. The Phantom F3 also can't shoot helicopters with its anti-helicopter missile due to a bug. It's very difficult to get it to shoot. So Helljumper's attack's petered out here, and he really should have just waited a couple more minutes. Because now he's got to build all that up again. Because yeah, this isn't going to work out. Those Wombats will finish all this off. The Dragon Parrots are frustrating though, because he probably doesn't see him. And the Dragon Parrots are going to kill this Wombat. Every shot kills 1 man. You see that very slow bullet? Oh, that didn't kill 1 man. I guess because of the building protection. Mirage 3 coming for the Wombat. There are now Rapiers here, but these 2 are loaded up. Doesn't matter because the 4 SAS are still alive with their Stingers. Over here, this Milan just ran out of ammo, it didn't even die, and will now provide reasonably good recon information for the rest of the game. So, real mistake, Helljumper not finishing this off. Maybe he just didn't notice. So it fired 6 missiles, and who knows how many things it killed. We did see some wrecks, but they do disappear. Definitely one there. Maybe I only got 1 thing. This rover's now engaged, getting 3 kills. Over here, this AMX should kill that rover, and it does. And dumb. Another cheeky CV over here. Harrier rocket, trying to get that Alouette, but that's not going to work, and this thing's dead as fuck now. Interesting, might actually survive. Phantom F3s, you got to use them in big blocks to do anything, and so that's a good play from Int. massive point investment, but that's just what you've got to work with. I'd like to point out that this is 175 points. But you do get 4 in a card. This guy's in a rough spot now, as is this. This hasn't been sold. I guess this is some, you know, it's acting as pseudo recon. These Gazelle rockets could go over here and see what's over here. What more is there to talk about? So, 2-man sniper team. Interesting. So, the Dragon Paras should win that fight because their sniper deals the same damage and they've got 4 strength. But it depends because they might run out of ammo. And, oh, there's 2 snipers now. Oh, and the wombats. Pew pew! This guy still remains unspotted and will provide great recon until he dies. Mistral's now moving up over here, so the Gazelles have to be careful. It's difficult to know what your enemy's doing, right? From our perspective, it's quite clear that if Helljumper just pushed here, there's nothing here. But he sees the Gazelles, and so you'll think, oh, this is probably a unit here. Like, even one Milan team here would kill anything coming down that road. Gazelle Hot 2 used now to finish that off. But I'm pretty sure it fired almost all of its missiles anyway and served its purpose. The sky's woken up, but with this recon helicopter here, I'm not sure that's a good idea. Would love to see some artillery. Both players clearly feeling like they can't really afford to do that right now. And the game settles down once again, because Helljumper, you know, he wants to attack here again, but he's got to build up his force. And those SAS are all still alive, I think. Yep, all 4 SAS still alive. We've got 2 wombats left. Harrier rocket trying to get that Alouette, but as somebody in my comment section said, Baguette, I hit you with my Alouette. And we're now down to 2 Gazelle AH-1 rockets. Helljumper now steadily advancing here. He will cap this as soon as this Mistral gets up there. Just take that. So he's using the Harrier to kill the Alouette, and he's got 4 Phantom F3s behind because he reckons, you know, they'll send out a plane or something. Yeah, interesting play. This guy will probably get out, but he will repair for ages. I don't know if it's been fixed yet. It's a problem with the game. Planes take 18 minutes to repair when they're at 1 HP. This was a big mistake. I don't know why they're all over here. He's now lost one of those for nothing. But he sees everything coming down these roads, right? Because light blue means he can't see it because his optics aren't good enough to get normal optics. So he can see everything. He knows exactly what his enemy's bringing. As long as he can keep a mental tally, he knows what this force is made up of without actually looking at it. Would love to see the Challenger poke forwards and kill some people. This sniper can definitely see that Minstrel. Don't know if it can see the Dragon Paras. And, yeah, so Integer finally going to try and contest Delta. Here we go, Challenger up now. So you see the AMX just shoots a lot faster, so it gets 9 ROF, and it's 2 vet, whereas this is 1 vet. So even though it had the lower cohesion, it will fire faster. This Dragon Parrot is going to start killing those wombats though. Did they see it? Challenger smokes to stop that ATGM. Fox should kill the Dragon Paras. Yeah, Helljumper now should know that this is just a no-fly zone. He's rushing across here to try and take this. First Milan misses, very unlucky for him. And there's no infantry here. Even just having 1 SAS here would be great. As it stands, this Milan's going to get bursted down by those autocannons now. So it's looking a bit rough for him. This is obviously going to take a while to get there. Would love, yeah, I mean, why is this man here? He should be here. That Challenger 2 died. Oh no, it didn't, it reversed. I was going to say I'm retarded then, but I don't know if you can say that anymore. I'm silly. I'm regurgitated. And yeah, these units are quite point efficient, really quite point efficient. This one's especially just way too cheap for what it is. And integer stuff's just way more expensive, like 80 points, 290 points. Helljumper, 50 points, Hot 2, 55, never mind. This cluster got its drop off, I'm not sure what it killed. AMX10RC, this is really useful. When when you click on it, it goes to the position of where it died. It does that when you're playing as well, it's not just for spectate. If you didn't know this, you should know it. When you press space, you also go to the last notification. And you cycle through the notifications by pressing space. You should know this if you don't know this already. You now know this. Feel free to leave a thankful comment in the comment description talking about how you now know this. That's not great. Depending on whose side you're on. And Helljumper's in here now. Not sure what Int's plan is. He's sort of AFK. Like, this shouldn't have been here. This should. Yeah, he's reversing that now. These are now in a bad spot. Like, these guys aren't even in a building. Oh, so he clustered the DCA. And he'll know now that there's a Mistral there, Mistral there. Right, Sniper will actually stop these guys running across this field, and the Challenger will stop the VABs if positioned correctly. This SAS, I mean, I'd put it here, but I guess it doesn't matter. This Rover's still alive. And you just see how frustrating it is to deal with these. Yeah, so he's recognised that now. That BAB is faster than that Bedford. It's just so frustrating to deal with them. They're absolutely everywhere. You get like 8 or 12. And, even if they don't hit, you just, well, they will hit, they'll hit 2 out of the 4 missiles, usually. Losing that Bedford's not great, though. And this guy's still here. Does he not know about the Rolands? The Rolands will stop him if he does that. Rolands will stop him. Gazelle over here died. Oh, I see, yeah, a blue unit has died. I thought that meant a blue kill. Blue unit has perished. I hear hot sounds. What is that? Oh, the Hot 2 is going for the Challenger. That's going to be a side shot. And it one-shot the Challenger 2. So that's really not great for our man in blue. And it's not really looking very good for Integer at all. These Gazelles, probably going to lose one when that Minstrel reloads. Lots of blue units dying. Red's in over here. He's in over here. But what's this? Peaky Cap, +3, 4-3. And the helicopter, he's going to jump back in and he's going to go to this, if he's got any sense. Helicopter's not got a lot of fuel left. What's he doing? He's being very slow. Alright, a bit of an opportunity wasted there. Because our rocket's pretty useful. Stunning those units, but it's going to die to those Rolands probably. AMX-10 dies. Oh, to that I suppose. Few air mobiles. Right, so he's got it, and instead of going for this one, he's actually just pulling it back, which is actually really interesting. T-20 destroyed. These air mobiles are just being dropped right in front of the VABs. An interesting strategy. I mean, it's working so far, but this guy's not. It's not going to work for him. Losing that Challenger 2 was huge, though, because he could have just taken it back here and used it to push this. Here we go. This guy's finally going for Charlie. Power of hindsight, it's easier for me to say. Well, that's the wrong way of saying it. It's not the power of hindsight. I haven't seen this before. But I'm in spectate. I'm chill. Int's got to think of these things on the fly. When that lands, the man inside will survive and neutralize the zone. You can let me know what you think about that. Phantom F3s can't catch anything. These are slower than every single plane that 5e gets. I'm not joking. There's not a single plane 5e gets that can be caught by those Phantom F3s. This is not great. Sooner or later, those Rolands are going to get lucky and they're going to get 2 hits and this is going to die. Yeah, that air mobile went down, but Int's on a +6. Because these points are +3s, like that's the power of that, with these points being +3s. By taking one, he was on a +6. So he's using the Phantoms to soak the Mistral. And it's working. And then using the Harrier to actually do the killing. Phantom's now trying to engage that Jaguar. And they do get it. Once you've got enough, it works. This Challenger's moving up. There's nothing left. You move the infantry. Move up the infantry, please. Challenger smokes for the Jag. Phantoms are trying to come back around, but as you can see, it just overtakes them. It literally just overtakes them. They should get some missiles off now. Alright, so they do get it. Move forwards. Attack. Charge. This is painful to watch. The power of hindsight. Got some more infantry here. I would have put it in these buildings, really. Or this building. But, yeah, you don't know what's in there. This air mobile's dead now. That's weird. Oh, okay, so if he'd had it here, it would have survived. Because he's here, it can be seen. Yeah, okay. Challenger's now going forwards, but the AMX sees it. No, it doesn't. This guy's got to get in the trees. I'll sit there. But what's this? Helljumper's got his own AMX-30 out now. And you see how many AMX-30 B2s Helljumper's just spamming them all day. This is the main reason why 5E's broken. You get like 4 cards of these. And you get the Brennus. And you get the Command one. So there's just too much, really, for what they are. This guy's not in the zone. Questionable. Oh, you will be now. And Helljumper's now advancing. I don't know if that's such a good idea, to be honest. I'd just sit there. But Int doesn't actually have a CV in here. Did this guy drop his bombs? Don't think so. So, this smoke's a bit counterproductive. I know I said smoke good, but obviously if these guys move forwards, they'll die to this, so he's got to be really careful with this. And by driving so far forwards, the autocannons can actually damage the tanks. SAS has to get back, he's going to die. And Helljumper now +2, he's catching up now. Int needs a CV. I don't see it. I just see 2 Challenger 2s. These are the last 2 Challenger 2s, because you only get 4 in the whole deck. No, that's not true. You get 2 cards of 3 at 1 vet. So after these, he's got 2 left that he can bring. Most people bring them at 2 vets, so you only get 4. Well, I say most people, not many people play 2nd UK. Harry HE coming in here. It's looking really bad for Integer right now, because these guys just have to push, you know, and this Challenger's not going to be able to kill all that, because as soon as it gets shot, because it's only, well, it's 2 vet, it's going to get stunned, and then it's going to lose. But if he can play standoff and just hit things one at a time, and get some crits, then yeah, I guess it'll work out. But bit of a wacky fight now. It's all about the sight lines, right? So this guy can't, these guys can't see anything. This guy can see something, so you might want to move these around to here. The AMX isn't firing, the Rapier's in a bad spot. Mobile still have the Lore 80 though, so if he moves this forward to here, then he can blow up that. These guys need to be sold, really. Moving the Challengers forwards will allow brief glimpses of the AMXs, but Helljumper used its smoke to great effect here to block off the enemy heavy tanks, so they can't shoot. But at this point, I'd just be driving these forwards. Oh, okay. So that Challenger 2 gets critted and dies in 1 hit to a tank that costs less than half as much. But that's just what happens sometimes. You get a crit side shot. I can see now why there's no micro going on here for Int. This is his Hail Mary. He's just doing this again. Helljumper not learning from his mistakes. There's no CV in here. I would have kept one in here just to stop that from happening. After it happens the first time. That air mobile gets that AMX. Final Challenger has to reverse because, you know, he doesn't know what's on the other side of the smoke wall. He doesn't want to get it taken out. Could try and move up here. Hit on this side, but he doesn't see what we see. Do we have a CV on the left? We do not. There's still no CV. Does he even have any left? So these air mobiles get a bit unlucky with these Brenni already here and the Roland already here. You want to drop this here, really. Now that he knows about the Roland. Yeah, so this guy's repositioning now. Still no right, here we go. CV out for integer. Countercapping that. That CV got hit by the Roland, but once again lands and caps the zone. Yeah, he can just sit in there now. So integer now back to a +4, despite the fact that he can test one middle zone and doesn't have the other middle zone. Would love to see some AA on this side. Because, yeah, look. This costs 185. It's just so much better. It's just so much better. But yeah, the Phantoms, 2 of them, in a pair, do manage to get it, even though they're really slow. This Challenger could move up. It's difficult, though. Oh, it is fighting. So yeah, you see the problem with the one vet? Like, he's not killing anything. His arm rifles are in a good spot, though. Might get one Roland with those laws. Okay, maybe not. Spamming hell arms like that, bit risky. These guys are in the wrong place. They need to be over here. Needs to be back here. Just trying to keep it alive for as long as possible. Oh, Jaguar cluster used to snipe that CV. Integer on a +6 now. That was a really good volley. So that's how you use planes in this patch. Because it takes so long to repair, you've got to use multiple planes at once like that. I mean, this was obviously a good strategy before. The issue is how expensive it is to do that. This Challenger is under attack, though. Wall of red now in the middle. This guy is... Ooh, he's playing with fire. And the Challenger gets routed, right? So you see the issue, right, with the one vet Challengers. So even though their armor's good, that is their main advantage for their price, is that they've got disproportionate armor for their price, but they're slower. You don't get that many of them. I mean, where it's going isn't in the zone. Oh dear. But Integer's still on a +6. Yeah, and then, you know, it's one vet and then it gets routed. You might say, why is it 2 now? It's because when you're next to the command, you get an extra rank of veterancy. Another Harry Rocket coming out here. More Lynx Hell Arms. I guess he knows that there's no AA here, but... I mean, surely you'd want one over here and not just 3 here. This guy's getting back. Supply for him is in position. Wrong supply, though. I'd love to see the Puma HC1 supply. Gazelle should go down. No, he just broke LOS there. That's why that final missile looked like it's going to hit him, just curved off. This guy is not in a great spot. I mean, he's in a good spot. There's just nothing helping him. That air mobile misses its last shot, I think. It's rough. Helljumper finally neutralizes this, now putting Integer down to a +2. So, air mobile 60 points for 9 men on a lore 80. Are there any commandos left? Did they all die at the start? Anyway, 55 points, 10 men, Appelas, which is better. Air mobile is just way too expensive. It's because of these 2 LMGs here, it's sort of overvalued. Yeah, that's the right way of saying it. Helljumper moving up to Delta with his CV. So that's going to take him down to even Stevens with 11 minutes left, and Integer really doesn't have much left in the tank here. I mean, yeah, Helljumper's going to be gaining points now once this comes in. Int's just out of stuff. Like, where's it? He's got no infantry. So yeah, it's looking very rough now, with 11 minutes remaining. I don't see how Int gets back in this game. Well, for starters, he could put this Challenger 2 in the zone. I mean, he didn't even repair it. That Mirage will probably intercept that Harry. Oh no, he's going for the helicopters. He only got 1 bomb off, so not done anything anyway. The Lynx Hellarms are too close because they're in autocannon range, so they're going to get stunned. You could put them back here. But they're now even again. So Int just playing for time here. Who will win between these two? But yeah, these were too close. Needed to be back here, really. Only one SAS left. I'll be honest, I'd be feeling pretty confident right now if I was Helljumper. You got 10 minutes left, and you're going to take Delta. You've got Alpha. Obviously, he can't see what we can see, so he might think I'm a bit thin on the ground in Alpha. And indeed, there's even more AMX-30 B2s. I might have called it an AMX-10 by accident before. Rapiers are worth talking about. It's towed, and it's manual guidance. I think in real life it was electrical or optical, but yeah, you just you get 4 missiles and they can just sort of fly over you and only take 1 hit. Just fly over you in circles. That Challenger's going to die. Most likely. Yeah. And Integer going for that AMX-30, but it's not there anymore. Yeah, it's looking rough. No Puma HC1 supply. So Panic Air out now, with 9 minutes left. It's not looking up. It's not looking up for Integer. I can't watch. It's too tough. Too tough to watch. Ah. This guy's forced to smoke. These guys can't reach it. The M72 law's really bad, by the way. And yeah, this Mirage is probably going to kill these guys again. That Rapier, it's not got any ammo, and it's loaded up anyway. Sorry, what happened there? The Mirage FIC 200 was destroyed by the Harrier. Okay. Did the Rapier fire? Doesn't look like it. Weird. Over here. I don't see how Int gets back into the zone. Especially considering what we were talking about. Blue's got the bad side here. He might get back in over here if he's still got CVs, but I don't see any CVs. 7 minutes left. It's definitely enough time to catch up. You get a point tick once every 1.5 seconds. So 7 times 60, 420, times by 4. It's about 1,700 points. 1,680. I think. Regardless, it's enough. Here we go. Commandos. So as you saw, the air mobile was 60 points. You might say, well, the commandos are also 60 points, but get this. They are special forces, which means that they're just way better. Because special forces just deal additional damage, which isn't really described on the unit card. It's just a trait that deals additional damage. LRAC, of course, not as good as the Law 80. But yeah, they get 10 men as well. Super Puma, 8 HP, which means that it doesn't die to something like a Rapier in 1 hit, whereas a Lynx has 6 HP, so will die to a Rapier in 1 hit. Air Mobile, yeah, see, 9 men, 60 points. The Law 80 is better than the LRAC, but they're both 850 meter range. Don't be put off by this, this big blue number here. It's a bit misleading. Last Phantom, I think. That's going to be down for a while now. Jaguar trying to get that Challenger there. I think it missed. These Rapiers are loaded up. But yeah, everybody's missing. 2 Javelins and a Rapier. 1 hit. Oh, I think that might have been the SS at the end there. I clipped it. Would love to see a CV. I'm not sure Integer's got any left. Because yeah, he had, what, 2 heliborne CVs. Oh no, there's one. The last Jägerführer. If you can get this in here, then it'll be a +2. And then I guess this air mobile could try and get that tank, but we're really clutching at straws here. So, yeah, watch this. Now he's going to move towards the house. So he just landed in front of him and took loads of fire, but that's alright. Oof. So these guys are on defensive, so they smoke straight away. That PC destroyed. Oh, there was one there. Okay. This guy's still in the zone. And yeah, this arm rifles is going to lose unless that Challenger helps out. Another Jaguar HE coming for the Challenger. These actually have a pretty good chance of one-shotting the Challengers. I don't think it's very fair, but... Okay, he moves it forward so he survives. And the Rapiers don't really do anything. This one's still loaded up anyway. 5 minutes left. Helljumper about to take the lead. There's no CV in this zone, though. And it looks like he's going in. Yeah, you see the commandos are winning. Are these guys routed now? Yeah, they're routed. So yeah, you could just land in front of people and kill them. That's the power of the special forces, just makes them better. Also, this shock tag is very strange. The way it works is that you have an aura around you that instills fear in enemies. So if you're within 50 meters of an enemy, they take lots of cohesion damage, which is why this guy's routed. Bit weird, it's a bit of a wacky one. It's not like Wargame where shock just means like, you know, you deal more damage with the same weapons. Or you go a bit faster or something. Here it means that you shock people with your bad smell, I suppose. And okay, so they're now even with 4 minutes left, but all you got to do is drive this AMX back in here. This guy's got 2 missiles, but you know, can't see him getting that really. So yeah, let me know what you think about second. I mean, I just don't understand why Integer went for the Chinook supply and not the Puma HC1 supply, which no longer uses fuel. I mean, he has an advantage and he chose not to use it. It's very odd. I like this play with the air mobile, though. I like the general air mobility. And he's back in there now, so presumably we'll see this guy moving, trying to desperately get that AMX-30. But yeah, you see that the Challengers, you know, they can't even kill one of these guys because they just get stressed out and they miss a lot and they fire really slowly. And okay, they killed one of those guys. Ah, this man's now been spotted because of those Pumas flying over. Because our rocket's probably not going to get there. We've got a Mad Lad charge of air mobiles, and the Roland has already shot its shots. That's really interesting, right? The Roland shot at the Harrier, which is perhaps why he did that. He sacrificed the Harrier. And now these guys are going to drop all around that AMX, and this guy's here as well. Gets shot. It's a side shot and it misses. God, never lucky, never lucky. This man is now running through. This guy's going to get unstunned. And he's aiming, and he misses as well. So that's another miss. This guy's still alive though. Come on, man. Can I get some look around here? Yep, the enemy is now showing his side, but the air mobile's moving, and now he's stunned. Man, what a gaff. And yeah, he's stunned, yeah. Okay, so that wasn't great. I really don't see how Integer's going to win this. Challenger just running forwards now. Nothing left to lose, really. And once again, yeah, the Harry gets taken out by the Rollins. So, I reckon that's game, right? 1 minute left on +2. What more can be done? This guy's got 1 rocket left, I suppose. He's missed all the other ones. I don't see why this would be any different. The Challenger's dead. These Mirages are just going to gun run that guy now, because the Rapiers are out of ammo. Well, these have got 1 each, but... Yeah, so you see Britain AA moment. I mean, yeah. What more is there to say? Second UK S tier now, clearly. He just didn't bring the right unit. He just didn't bring the right unit. It's so sad to see this. Yeah, he's brought out the artillery now to try and hit that, but the British artillery, the second artillery is really not very good either. It's very sad. It's a sad day for England, and therefore the world. Just gonna let the clock run down. That's dead as well. He sees this now because of the Alouette. Hang on, though, he's reversing. Oh, no, he's just gonna get killed. Yeah, he's dead. He can't get in range. No fucking way. What? Out of 12 air mobile shots, he finally gets the one that counts. And I'm pretty... Oh, no. Hang on. We gotta do some calculations here. Right, so you need 5% for a draw. What's 5% of 1571? 187 divided by 157. Sorry, I'm just doing a quick calculation here. Yeah, okay. Now, I'm pretty sure, I can't be entirely confident, but in fact, no, the calculations are clear. I've done the calculations. If that air mobile had missed that shot, Helljumper would have won that game. But yeah, out of those 12 shots fired, they all missed, apart from the one that mattered. And he got it right up the back of that tank, because he was reversing it at the time. And that made it a draw. So, yeah. Really funny game. Really bloody game. Look how many people died. What a funny game. Oh, what a good game. So, yeah, you can see, I mean, this is in chronological order, right? I think. So the SAS, they do work. Oh, it's in sort of chronological order. So this guy got the first kill in the game, basically. But then obviously he might have got this guy way later. But because he got the first kill in the game, he's at the top. Because he's got the second kill of the game, he's second. So you see the Wombats and the SAS and the Rover Milan doing God's work. This one did a great job. And yeah, I mean, that was a crazy game. Crazy game. Command Challenger doing work as well. Pretty sure Int was down to his last CV there. This air mobile. So those are the guys. So yeah, I guess he got 2 hits because he killed that VAD PC at the start, if you recall. Wow, that was clutch. That was so clutch. AMX10 is obviously doing work, but Helljumper's decision to send those 3 forwards at the start was a big mistake. Those Serblins, they all died for nothing. He should have had them a little bit further back, using their range advantage. Int suicide in all his planes into this Roland 3-0 game. AMX30 B2 is obviously broken AF. Just the quantity and the speed as well. It's the fastest tank in the game. The armor's too good for what it should be. Like, the armor should be a little less for these AMX30s, I believe. What more is there to say? He brought out some AMX10 hots at the end. One of them killed the Challenger too. And yeah, look at those Wombat kills. Wombat's paying for themselves. Rover Milan's paying for themselves. Wow, what a game. What a game. GG, well played.